Welcome back to Bloom. I personally am so very excited and honored to have our next guest with us. He is a four-time Olympian and the first person in history to win an Olympic marathon medal and the New York City and the Boston Marathon. He's a best-selling author and resident of the Tampa Bay area. New resident, please welcome Meb Keflezighi. Meb, thank you so much for coming to Bloom.
Thanks for having me, Carissa.
Welcome to Tampa.
Appreciate it.
We are so excited that you're here. You have a new book out called 26 Marathons. It's sort of a culmination of your life as a competitive runner. Tell me about that.
It's what I have learned at the last 26 marathons. You know, marathon is 26.2 miles.
Yeah.
And I said, this is my first and last after my first one, but you know, it teaches you a lot about patience, character, and all the details are in there.
Yeah, it's a fantastic book. You finished your first marathon in 2002 in New York City, and as you said, as most marathoners say, I'm never doing this again, but something changed.
Yeah, I mean, I hit the wall. You know, there's an imaginary wall,
yeah.
and I just, you know, had a horrible day for me that
Yeah.
I went for the win and hit the wall, and then just kind of got into the finish line, and I said, this is the worst thing ever. I don't want to do it ever again. But, you know, I went to Eritrea where I was born, and I saw how people were surviving day in and day out from doing chores, going no electricity, no running water. They have to go 2 to 3 miles to the well to get water. They have to go 2 to 3 miles to get wood so they can have fire. I said, you know what, that temporary discomfort I went in New York is not bad, and I came excited to do another marathon. And
you came back, and you are one of the most decorated American runners in history. You won, for people who don't know, the Boston Marathon the year after the bombing happened, and for runners like me, that moment was so exciting and so motivational. How did you feel throughout that race as you were running?
It was a greater cause than myself, and I wrote the victims' names on my bib to kind of draw inspiration, doing it for greater than ourselves. Every runner's, you know, 25,000 people wanted to own the Boylston Street, where the cause traffic of 2013 was. They wanted something positive, and for me, I took it personal. For a year, I carried that shoulder, said, can I do it? And you pray about it, you train for it. But on April 21st, 2014, my dream came true, and to lead the I think it was 36,000 people that they made an exception to make it the biggest number of runners there. So to lead them was awesome, and to be able to just chant USA, USA in Boston where the bombing happened was a dream come true.
And for people who don't realize this, Americans just don't win the Boston Marathon every day. It had been many, many years.
31 years.
Since an American had won, so that was a huge accomplishment, just one of many for you. Why do you keep coming back to running? Why do you love running?
I love running because I was introduced to it in PE class in 7th grade, and it gave me self-confidence, it empowered me, and I love to sweat, you know, and be able to just allow you to see the progress that you can make day in, day out, week in, and every year. So therefore, when you exercise, you feel good about yourself. And you know, for me, marathon is something that I'm known for, but I start with a mile, 5K, 10K to the full marathon. But it's just, it gives you power.
It does, and that's those endorphins, right, that go with it.
Yeah.
We talked about Boston, but you were also a four-time Olympian, Olympic medalist. You brought some bling here. What does it feel like to be on that podium at the Olympic Games?
It is an honor and a privilege to represent your country at the Olympic Games, and for me to be able to win the silver medal and have the flag risen there, it was just a dream come true. You know, it's every athlete to be an Olympian, but to win a medal, it was pretty special for me.
And for someone who, you were not born in America, you became a citizen. Talk about how that was with that moment.
Oh, it was a dream come true, and you know, I was born in Eritrea 10 years and came to the United States and lived here for another 14 years, and then to represent your country who gave you chances and opportunities, and to see the flag risen, it's just, you know, didn't play the national anthem, but to see the flag, it just meant a lot to me.
You do a lot of work in not just the running community, but in so many communities. Talk to us about your foundation and what you guys are doing right now.
The Meb Foundation is maintaining excellent balance through health, education, and fitness for young kids. You know, we know how beautiful running is, and you have 55,000 people running in New York and 36,000 running the Boston Marathon, but we need people to exercise because it's going to help them be a positive contributor to society, and helps you set goals, commitment, and with the Meb Foundation, that's what we're trying to do.
Well, that's great, and I think that we can always continue to support that. You're coming up on the 10th anniversary of your first major marathon win, the New York City Marathon. Are you going to go back there and celebrate that?
Oh, absolutely. You know, New York was my first marathon. It was my first win 10 years ago now, and I've done 11 New York City Marathon, and I'm very excited to go there and celebrate it in a special way.
Well, we are so glad that you could join us, and tell us a little bit, how are you fitting in here in Tampa? Your wife's family brought you here from beautiful San Diego to also beautiful Tampa. How are you enjoying the Tampa Bay area?
I'm enjoying Tampa, and my daughters are here, and my wife went to Jefferson High School, and you know, her side of the family is here, so family brought us here, and I'm excited, and running Bayshore, and also been doing the Gasparilla also, which has been fun part of it.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll see you at Gasparilla. We're a big part of that race, and if you guys are out there running in the Tampa Bay area, You just might see running legend right there. Thank you so much, Meb. The book is called 26 Marathons, What I Learned About Faith, Identity, Running, and My Life from My Marathon Career. And you can find out more about Meb and even join one of his Boston or New York City marathon teams for 2020 at marathonmeb.com. Meb, you are awesome. Thank you for bringing the bling and bringing all the inspiration to us here on Bloom. Stick around. Bloom will be right back.